but it is pretty decent as far as anti-tank is concerned, and you can also kind of mess up team fights by removing one of the pieces so that Masu can pop off
it's also,
in these fights.
How does Mortius try and play this? He's on fly. And also, as you were saying, like, I think this game is going to be very difficult for Mortius to try and play. You have to try and get past Inspired on the Wukong, Whippo just pressing ore on you, and actually, Zamas might get caught here.
Yeah, Busio going to be joining in as well as the animals come out of the jungle. That is going to be a fantastic snare onto Zamas, and down he goes. First blood over to the Western Goat Jungler. Inspired going to be able to claim that one as Miro not able to punish Busio at all, and she can start cutting him down. So it does depend on the tempo of the game as another double pulverize comes through here from Busio. Looking to try and get that stun onto Trimby. That's going to land, but Mortius doing a whole lot of work here to get damage back onto the level 5 Alistair. The flash forward from Trimby. I don't know about that one with Mortius. Gets the ulti just for the shield. Cataclysm! And they are both so close to dead! Just stuck in the pen, but it's not... They can't get the extra bit of damage.
Oh, the headbutt from Busio was so clutch in keeping them safe. Even then, I thought that maybe someone could step up and get an auto attack, but now Inspired.
Oh no.
Eyes on Kaisa.
He's going to give them the Teemo thumbs up as Mortius is in so much trouble, and yeah, he is just going to be dead. Lead to start things off, and we have to look back to the LTA finals, and some of the early games were actually kind of fine for VKS. A lot of what made FlyQuest feel so comfortable in that series was that the macro game was just a step ahead, right? And so when VKS were in these scrappy moments, they were able to find some angles. It was after that things were a problem. If they're a problem now, it's really bad. We haven't spoken too much about the mid lane, mainly because it's Orianna versus Victor. Notorious for being one of the least interesting matchups of all time, as this one isn't Trimby. As Feats of Warfare going on over to Quad, and oh dear.
Especially if they can keep Zamas out of this bottom side, which looks like they just bottomed. They might be able to look for a dive onto Masu, or onto, sorry, Mortius.
See what they can get there. You can see Busio wrapping around. Another minion wave is going to crash in mid. In this lane, it's a decent fully charged Q to come through from Boal. If he does get the combo, he can be scary. But the problem is the answering buttons are doing work here from Whippo. And as you can see, sort of healing all the way. Oh, we do have the ulti connecting, but puts him into the death realm. And Zamas, they both disappeared. Oh no, the Q is going to miss. Let's see whether Boal does have the fancy feet as he gets the shield. Cataclysm! Slam dunk onto Whippo, and VKS are on the board. They need to start this one off, take it down, get some value, because otherwise they might just lose a turret for nothing. Whippo is going to be rotating down, Inspired on that blast cone, ready to get in here. It looks like Flight actually planning to fight for this. Turret does go down, and now a teleport could immediately come in. There it is. Knock up onto Busio, but he has the ultimate running. It's a triple knock up with that pulverize, and Inspired gets himself out of there, but the shutdown is going to come on through. Mortius in trouble as Whippo takes him out as well, and it's the Mordekaiser that's an absolute monster in the fight. Death Grip connects, triple kill for Mord and for Whippo. And VKS just reeling after that one.
The Mordekaiser came back from the Death Realm after yesterday's appearance, and Whippo is popping off.
And so Shelly is now going to be getting the attention she deserves, and it will be picked up here by VKS in trade for the second Drake, which will be going over pretty comfortably here to FlyQuest.
Yeah, I did assume that FlyQuest would just try and take the fight of the Rift Herald anyway.
That's probably why the Rift Herald is, because there's 50% of a turret dead.
But yeah, I thought you'd just have FlyQuest fight. You've got Masu in a great spot, and they will take the fight.
Yeah, they will. Exhaust now down onto Trimby as into the backline goes to Zamas. They get the ulti, they layer it on top of Masu and take him down. Whipper now fighting Mirror. There's the shockwave coming out. Death Grip not quite going to connect here as this looks a little bit better for VKS, but Trimby's going to go down. It's a double for Inspired as Quad turns up, and the Arcane Storm is now down onto Zamas. The Death Ray is named pretty well here in this instance.
You can see how vulnerable he has been in some of these fights. But VKS, very far away. You just had the resets come through from Miro as well.
There are double teleports. They could decide to go for it if they want to, but they instead, and I feel a bit silly talking about it, Dagger. I'm not going to lie. Because I said
your point was valid.
Yeah, but it's just, as you see here.
And that's not just me being a yes man.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Yes man or no, it means a lot. As Circle comes on down, Masu is going to be put into the Cataclysm, but unfortunately, Zamas is a little bit alone, and Masu just gets a couple of autos to take him out. Flash wasn't up, but it wasn't required either, as that's a decent little knock-up from Boal, but still FlyQuest are, as a unit, looking for the angles, and it's just a Scion by himself. That is not going to be able to find it. And the flash in from Bwipo to take down Morteus. He does ult. They do manage to get the kill on the Mordekaiser, but unfortunately it's still not looking fantastic. A Zombie Scion not going to be able to get too much more done as Inspired sneaks on in and takes down the Kaiser. Decent little knock up there from Trimby, but the Cyclone is going to answer, and the Cyclone is not looking good here for VKS, as it's an ace picked up by Quad.
It's the bounce house for the party that is FlyQuest in this game, managing to pick up so many kills and the Atacon tower and topside.
I don't want to acknowledge that it could be him doing it 3 times. Because it's a little bit of a shame here. Right now, though, FlyQuest are just running away with this one, as is to be expected, right? We have to remember, this is the hope of the West. FlyQuest have looked fantastic.
That are come across, even though he is 1k behind, this Kaiser can still do work. It's just the opportunities for it are few and far between.
Well, Busio is just wandering underneath the turret, gets a nice double pulverize here as they take out the turret in a blink of an eye. Hook is going to connect onto the cow, but he's tanking so much of the damage out of VKS. The FlyQuest back towards the Baron. This is very measured play out of FlyQuest.
Fly are just playing with their food right now. They know that they already have that combo we were talking about down with the engage.
Yeah, Whipper just standing stalwart in front of the enemy as Pulverize only onto one, but they're just holding them at bay right now. Inspired goes in, immediately goes out yet again. They're waiting for the overextension as Trimby is going to go down. Disarmers finally flags and drags his way in, but already they've lost their support. Miru's nowhere near. And Morteus, I mean, yes, he's still alive, but he's not going to be able to do anything on his own as Quad picks up the kill onto his opposite number, and Morteus goes down as well. A beautifully executed series of plays by Fly. They never overextended, not even once.
Perfectly. And now they'll take the Purple Worm as their reward.
Yep, teleport does bring the cow down towards the bottom side of the map. I don't think that Boal is going to be too worried about that one, but he might be worried when the cow turns a little bit more purple. That is going to be happening now. 18-4 can indeed happen, but FlyQuest just let them. There was no opportunity, no way that it was going to work at all based on how they played it. And Whippo now is going to be finding Disarmer, so he's just trying to hold him in position. Death Realm going to come on through here, but the rest of VKS are in the area. Let's see what FlyQuest can actually do to try and save their top lane. And this is going to be a difficult one. Cyclone comes in from Inspired, and Disarmers is likely going to be the first to go down. Bwipo is actually still alive, but the GA is going to get popped, and Quad takes matters into his own hands, flashing on board. Morteus getting a fair bit of work done, but it's a double kill for the victor. The wallets are too heavy, Dacta, and FlyQuest are going to claim whoever they would like.
Miro has the TP back as he was getting chased down by Masu. Nothing is working for VKS, and Fly just continue to take over in their topside jungle.
Yep, Inner Turret is now going to fall down on the top side of the map as because if it was difficult before, and it was difficult before, it's near impossible now. Hextech Soul is a ridiculous thing to deal with. Oh dear. So the MasterCard Priceless moment comes on in here as the Dragon Soul is going to be claimed here by FlyQuest and could be the death nail for VKS. And Inner Turret's going to fall bottom side of the map as well. And I mean, it just feels almost impossible as Death Ray not quite going to land. Flag and drag to get Disarmus back towards his fountain, fill up that health bar once again. They might have one more fight in them. You can see Boal ready to leave the station, and he will do it now. Shockwave going to connect onto only one as Busio gets into the backline, finds the triple knockup. This guy's Alistair has been absolutely unreal as the double to start the fight for Inspired. Quad's legendary absolutely in this game. And Inspired is between 2 Nexus turrets, picking up a triple kill. Whilst Zombie Form is going to go down, and FlyQuest are going to dispatch of VKS in pretty comfortable fashion here in our first game of the day. Back in form, looking at 1-1 now in Swiss.
FlyQuest back to business as usual as they'll take down the Nexus.
The DPS certainly going to be there alongside, you know, Hero and Eddie being able to get that work done, but KT, like, structurally in this composition, it scales beautifully. There will be that trough in the mid game though. 2 items for Orianna, as we can see here. So the Caitlyn doing what it says on the tin. Also has a cull that's stacking up. Going to have that advantage as well as Histo moves in and looks for Cuz. Interrupts the flag and drag quite nicely as there's the heroic entrance. Cataclysm comes down and Cuz in so much trouble. First blood goes over to Histo on this J4.
Usually Team Secret Wells are like, all right, we want nothing to do with this if the Rumble's going to be involved. Especially as he's ticked over to 6 and has that ultimate available. So it'll be all 3 grubs going to Caitlyn and Nico.
Oh my goodness, that is that's a worrying sign. Cleared as Eddie finally does get to it, but it looks like Cuz not going to be interested in taking that one down. Just more plates being taken. Pop Blossom connects onto the Rumble as well. Tangle Barbs to follow up as now Peter just looking to escort him towards the Death Chamber. Doc Dom, can you actually connect it? Ace in the hole comes in. I don't think that's going to be enough damage, and Peter is just dead. Just takes way too much, and now Doc Dom in such an awkward position, but does have a minion wave coming on over. And a teleport is employed. Eddie moving down a teleport to come in from the Rumble as well. We'll see whether Perfect decides to join, but no. He just teleported towards the top side of the map. Equalizer comes down, and there is the Tempered Fate to lock up Peter, and he is just dead. Justice Punch comes on through. Peter is just going to be taken out, and KT, they lose the Feats of Warfare over to Team Secret Wales, still yet to find a kill in this game.
Unfortunately, with the timers that are coming up, like 50 seconds until Dragon. Oh, hang on, Doctor.
Oh dear, not going to get taunted up, but has to deal with Taki. Throws down the barrier, and as it turns out, Dr. Arm is just fine. Peter going to move in, Tempered Fate going to connect, and the Pop Blossom to answer the flash forward from Peter. True Shot Barrage going to connect onto Dr. Arm, but they've destroyed Taki already, and all Dire finds is a clone with that taunt. KT, turn it around beautifully. Here in this bottom side river, with the Dragon already at half health. Having a look at the picture-in-picture as Taki searching for some of these cosmic bindings. BDD moves in, and now it could be the time for Cuz. It is going to be the Dragon taken, though, and it's Histo that decides to take the fight. Heroic entrance come down. Doc Dom is just eviscerated. And Team Secret Wales, they're the ones making the moves. KT just kind of caught napping. To this Rift Herald is Peter moving on in. Cuz moving over as well as, oh my goodness, BDD, so much damage onto Hero. He is out of there. Do not expect a Rumble to do anything. True Shot Barrage, though, doing a whole lot of work, but Cuz, this time he's got the ulti, and this time he's going to survive. The Ram comes on down now as well, but Perfect not going to be able to send it back. Still, they won't need to as Dire gets destroyed. Cuz picks up the eye, and KT just start running away with it.
KT find what they needed.
Oh, man. Mid lane outer turret being ripped open as well will provide so much map control here for this team. And now Cuz going to be able to continue running. Eddie, can you actually do it here? 115 on the health bar, but now Cuz is in a very awkward spot. Let's see whether they can get him walking down the red carpet here as Taki takes a magical journey and gets the stun from the Cosmic Binding. Cuz is dead. Hero grabs the kill. Very nicely done as Team Secret Wales at least gets something back. Still, another one with the help of BDD.
Yeah, Taki's was Hero's hero there in that one, because the fact that you got that slow was the only reason that Peter couldn't get in range to actually finish off the or get the Tangle Barbs a little bit easier. So still, again, like, it's kind of a silver lining for Team Secret Wales. You've got top tower and mid tower that were taken in the last play.
Doc Dom getting more money. Oh, it is a worrying sign as Cuz takes a bite out of Hero, puts down the kennel as well as Ace in the hole from downtown collects him. And Team Secret Wales not going to be able to fight for this Dragon, and that will spell feats of strength going over to KT. We really went the distance as far as that is concerned. As you see, all of those circles are going to be well and truly filled up. And KT will be the ones to claim it in the end. Ships in the night here as we do see the Galio going back home.
You will end up getting killed, but now they might be the ones on the receiving end.
Oh dear, the Flash Ram is going to come on through here, but the answering heroic entrance is good. Bellows Breath is going to eat the CC. However, great knockup from Histo, and they will be able to take down Peter. Not much of an opportunity for him as BDD finally gets in, but Cataclysm finds him immediately. Perfect having to get the heck out of there. The taunt does absolutely nothing as Doc Dom, he's freezing until he's not. Justice Punch comes on down. Arcane shift forward, and Doc Dom gets over the wall, finds the net, and there's the headshot. Eddie overextends. BDD is somehow still alive, but maybe not for long, as Histo is going to be able to get him. There it is. Q connects. Doc Dom, last one standing here, and there is the team fighting from Team Secret Wales. It's Peter with the Shape Splitter going to be pretty lucky to be able to throw that forward to get some vision down, as this outer turret, man, it is very, very close to dead. And will be taken here. Peter with the sidestep. Doc Dom not going to get connected on there by the Tempered Fate. 2 items are now done here for Eddie. So this Ezreal are going to be feeling pretty good, but we are getting so close to 3 for Doc Dom. When that rapid fire cannon comes in, he's going to be so frightening. Even the Peacemaker's doing some work here, as Histo will be able to attest to. Because running real fast, just trying to hit anyone with his club. Looking a little bit antsy here, as we can see. Oh, denies the Flag and Dragon, realizes that he just has to use the Cataclysm and try to get something done, but it's Doctom gets another headshot, and no jungler means this Otacon could just belong to KT.
Cuz also doesn't use the Subjugate, so if you try and engage on this as Team Seeker Wales, Cuz has that in the back pocket still. Yep. Perfect making their way up.
And as soon as Dire comes down as well, that Subjugate will give him so much tankiness against this tanky Galio. Still, the Ram gonna come on forward. Denial there, not quite gonna come through as the Otacon just collected here by KT. Peter very happy because that means so many petals. I think it needs to be at about 17,000, something like that, to really feel comfortable in a KT game. As Tanglebubs comes on through, the Baron is going to spawn, but it's the Dragon that's on their minds. KT just moving forward like a freight train right now. Doctom is just not going to be touched, as somehow it's Peter that locks down the Dragon and finds the Rumble as well. Ace in the Hole comes on through as Hero, going to be the next one to die. Oh God, Eddie's in the scrap. He does Arcane Shift away, but it's just still going to be him lying on the floor, and KT will just take out the entirety of them apart from the Gargoyle. It's a big team fight, especially with BDD pushing another wave forward. He'll take down an inner turret. This gold lead is going to balloon an absurd amount already to the tune of 6,000. You add the Rebel Baron power play on top of that, we're probably sitting at about a 10K gold lead. And I'm glad I said that thing about 17,000 gold being required. That was him feeling himself. And you want to see him actually have some confidence here on the world stage. That's exactly what we're seeing. Shockwave going to collect Eddie, and he's taken down by Doctom after he tries to Arcane Shift away. That is going to spell the end of this inner turret. 5 have been ripped to shreds here by KT, and they are not stopping anytime soon. This is exactly what Doctom wants to do on this Caitlyn. Keep sieging, and they'll take down their first inhibitor of the game here at 27 minutes.
It's still 30 seconds until Eddie's up. This is going to be the entire base, it feels like, decimated. How much further do KT want to push?
I think maybe to the Nexus. And I don't think they need to go any further than that, as Cataclysm going to come on through. There's the Equalizer to layer on top, and the Cosmic Binding is fantastic. Peter going to be going down here, but as you can see, KT, they just want to win the game. The Ram going to come on by, but it doesn't go back. Heroic Entrance comes on through, but the Bellows Breath eats the CC, and Dire not going to be able to take down the On. We've got another Nexus turret being taken here as Hero lying on the floor, and my God, Doctom is just destroying them now on this Caitlyn. Perfect is flashing in, and the Nexus is going to be next on the menu unless the Caitlyn is just going to die. Meanwhile, Cuz and BDD, they're going to be able to finish the job. BDD goes golden because he's got that button to press, and KT will claim their next opponent 2-0 here.
Sides having good push with their AD carry on mid and trying to lend themselves into supporting Jojo, Pion, and Mirwin on those split pushing roles. Whereas for G2, you still have some split push that you can answer with, like obviously the LeBlanc very strong in that regard.
It doesn't find too much more as the Monkey King will head back towards the Fog of War. Unintentional rhyme, but I did kind of like it. Oh dear. Okay, Moen going to move in. There is that counter-strike that we were talking about, and already Scumon's dead, first blood, and we said the early game was, I wasn't expecting it this early.
To any of these ganks from Scumon in the early stages, you will have a very big advantage when it comes towards just broad DPS. Scumon though tends to be more of a, hey, I'm going to try and farm it up and get to a position where post level 6 I can make things happen as Mirwin.
The flash forward, Hans Arma's here though. Moen picks up turret aggro. Oh no, the Slurkle is his demise. That's the most value out of that ability I have ever seen.
Incredibly strong in this matchup. As Emkoi, a lot of members hovering around mid.
Yeah, Elioya able to get himself over there. The flash pulverize comes in. Phenomenal shove comes down as well as Caps gives himself away by distorting. Still gonna have to try and do some funny business to escape Elioya, but he finds an Nimbus Strike and down goes Caps. A second kill for Emkoi on the table now. It is just Moen moving back towards his outer turret on the top side. Threaded Volley comes in. We'll see where the Caps can land. The chains does connect them here as Scumon's making his way in as Elioya biding his time finds the Cyclone here onto the LeBlanc. Another shove from Jojo. This guy finding his targets whenever he wants to, and that's going to be Feats of Warfare locked down by Emkoi already here at 7 minutes. He has just full control of this jungle.
There's very little that G2 could really do to respond here. Plus, you've still got Supa, who's getting to work his way through this topside turret. And G2 just looking at a bit of a loss, and again, like a huge amount of the talking points coming off of that final series was the fact that Scuman and Lebrov had found their synergy.
Yeah.
It's not looking so great, although Lebrov!
The flash in, going flash for flash with the Taliyah feels pretty good. Making that one work out, as we know about 1 minute into the game was in fact when that happened. Magical Journey delivers Lebrov, finds a Tempered Fate here onto the cow. Weaver's Wall comes in though and is going to block 2 of them off, and now it's Alvaro going down to start this one off. Hansama in a little bit of trouble. Flashes out of the way of the seismic shove and eliminates Elyoya as well. That is such a huge shutdown going over to the main carry of G2.
They had a little hop, a little jump, a little flash to try and escape, and I think it was the chains from Caps that prevented Elyoya from actually closing the distance. Elyoya
Oh man.
and stops it all.
Real rough there as well. It was so close for Jojo to try and get that kill onto Hansama, but he survives, and there is a solo kill for Broken Blade in the top lane.
Yeah.
I'm well and truly into that one. I have to just use the connected one. It's okay. Now Jojo could be in a little bit of trouble. Tempered Fate comes down, and Hansama waiting to try and get the damage in, but Alvaro, he's waiting as well. Another shove is going to connect, but Hans is so scary, has the barrier, uses it so well to take down Jojo. Now Alvaro, he does have Elyoya coming in. Finally, the Nimbus Strike is going to come on down. Not enough from the Cosmic Binding there, and down will go this Yunara. And it's another trip home in Jojo's future. Meanwhile, I mean, they just don't stop fighting. Let's have a look at this one in the river as well, as Alvaro able to keep Hansama busy for a while, but even through the Unbreakable Will, he's going to break him. Scumon takes down the cow, and thankfully, the gentleman in the bottom lane did stop killing each other, so I didn't have to worry about that one.
There would be the majority of
Thanks, David.
Yeah. But G2, happy to take kind of everything. So you needed a third eye. Keep your eye on the top lane, on this Rift Herald, and now that bottom lane as well.
My third eye's blind, unfortunately.
Oh,
Isn't that a band?
it is, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going
Semi-charm
for.
kind of life.
Yeah,
Yes.
there it is.
Those 1v1s of, if I end up throwing out that Unraveled Earth, you're going to have to play defensive then as Caps, or you end up in a bit of a difficult spot. So I think that's where it'll be a case of how can G2 set up the Caps gets access to some of these key carries and who's very difficult to lock down. So you kind of have to make a play on towards Hansama, but Lebrov is just sitting as his own little ward to make sure you can't.
Mimic Distortion comes down as Caps is going to be able to chain up this Taliyah. Seismic Shove goes wide, and Jojo is just going to get exploded. Lebrov comes in with a Meep Slap, and that one's real dangerous as Alvaro escapes out of the Tempered Fate, but unfortunately now he's in the hands of Hansama, who will find that Arc of Ruin, and Caps steals away the kill. Finally on the board here for the mid laner of G2. Yeah, a little dangerous, as Moen is going to chunk out this turret. Man, whacking it with this Jax, so down goes the outer turret. A little bit back here for MKOI as the Cosmic Binding is going to annoy the Jax momentarily. That's all right. Rift Herald is going to come on down here as Broken Blade in position. Just make sure that they do get this turret. And this is definitely dead, but what more can they get out of Shelly here? As Broken Blade's going to be the one that tries to drive this one around. It lasts about 12.5 milliseconds.
I'm not like one of my teams wins.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, but still, Map's doing a lot of work here.
The split push from Moen is working here at the same time, so the Jack's doing what it says on the tin, but losing this Otacon for free is not really for the best. You know, I'm putting that in the cons column pretty comfortably, and there it does go. No answer here as the teleport towards the top side of the map. They're looking to try and push this Jax away. Doesn't have a whole lot of the blue stuff here as well, as Broken Blade looking real aggressive. There's a Leap Strike flash out there from Moen, but the flash to follow from Broken Blade, and he's not able to get over that wall. Blast Cone for the disengagement. Caps is going to find him. The double distortion is enough, but Elyoya is going to be there. Caps needs a big amount of funny business, but unfortunately, you can't outplay that. Erupted just yet.
MKOI looks scared. They don't want to take the fight, and it means you're just getting the poke from G2.
Yeah, Moen in so much trouble, gets the third Q. And Broken Blade is able to help put him in the ground. So Moen not going to be here for this fight. That should be Soul Point going over to G2. MKOI are going to back away. I mean, it's what they have to do, but man, giving this up is just a disaster.
MKOI just didn't want to take the fight, and it gave Caps so much time to get the poke they wanted as Elyoya
no,
now.
they get the Cyclone out as well as Broken Blade just goes in, all out, comes on forward. Alvaro now with the Unbreakable Will, but it's looking a bit more breakable than you'd otherwise expect based on the name, as Hansama might be able to get a big chunk onto this inner turret as well. Zabrov is going to have to ult himself, but that buys time for Hansama to dash on over. Was it all a bait? The answer is maybe. Ish.
We'll check
I mean,
it
I'll
in
take
the
the inner
replay.
turret as well.
Look, it works out in the end, all right?
Yeah.
So it was
I mean,
a
I'm
bold
all
move,
about
Cotton.
outcome-focused assessment. Orcs taught me about it, and the outcome was in a turret, 1-for-1 kill score. The 80 carry goes down, you sacrifice your bard. I think it sounds good to me. Towards 3 items to really feel dangerous, and Moen doing the best that he can, right? Like, split pushing is the Jax, it's what you want to do. But it is really hard to find the angles as Labrov could be a target here. Super sidesteps, Cosmic Binding nicely. Broken Blade able to stand beside them though, as Flash has to be employed to get out of the way of the Tempered Fate. Jojo comes in with the ulti there as well, but doesn't find too much more as Alvaro in a very awkward position. And Broken Blade, he's got eyes only for Super here as he pushes him towards the blast plant. And I don't, Moen, Moen, are we okay? Okay, well, the Baron is going to do most of the work, killing Moen there as he was looking for a flank angle, but unfortunately MKOI, they had different ideas, and now the Baron is going to get started. Caps walks straight into a large line of rocks though, and the ace in the hole comes on in. Jojo finds the threaded volley, and down goes Caps. MKOI not out of this one yet as Super is now walking towards PB. He gets knocked up by the Cyclone. Another shove there from Jojo as the Magical Journey gets him to relative safety. Skewmon goes in just to be the hero, and he fights it! Hansama takes down Jojo, and I don't know how it worked, but absolutely it worked here for G2. Skewmon continuing his onslaught, and Hansama is just clicking on these heads. It's a triple for the Yunara.
Out of the damage. And G2, just like that, they turned it around.
Yeah, and it was a mistake from Moen, but I saw the turnaround happening from MKOI. In the end, it is going to spell this inhibitor going down in the mid lane. And G2, I mean, they're moving to about a 7,000 gold lead at this stage. 2 minutes until the next dragon as well. It's feeling like we're heading towards done and or dusted territory.
I like how you are looking at the hat while he has a gun in one hand and a... I don't know what that other thing is.
Oh dear. Well, Moen is dead. Caps is going to chain him up, and Broken Blade going to help set him down there as Weaver's Wall comes on in. They want to try and block them off here, and Broken Blade might be the target, but the Tempered Fate is going to lock down the turret and 2 members of MKOI. So the wall does absolutely nothing. Labrov is just making them look silly right now as the third Q connects, and the cow is just going to be stake here for G2's enjoyment. Hansama is unstoppable now as they will take down yet another inhibitor. And it's feeling pretty similar to a lot of the other matchups between these two squads in the LEC as G2 are looking to play with their food a little bit here. Cyclone doing a fair bit of work, but Elyoya is on his fountain with not much more hope other than to try and stay alive and watch his Nexus fall as G2 are on the board here at Worlds.
It's not fantastic, but you'll still be all right. Like, Rakana's a decent matchup as it goes on into the game, where it's just very difficult to lock him down, and that's really what his job is going to be here, is trying to dissuade the follow-up top esports have. Here for River moving up towards that top side to cover just in case there's a second dive attempt. Even the ward going down, just trying to spot out what's happening in the bot lane.
That's a good answer there from Ayla. Finds the grand entrance to deny any follow-up CC, but another freeze comes in, this time onto Quid. Doesn't find the shove, has to flash as the flash forward from Cream. Straight up misses the Q, and oh my god, he almost dies, but will be able to take down the Talia for first blood. The answering kill comes in though from the 100 Thieves towards the top side of the map as River gets a good first gank. Does lose its patience here as well, but it looks like Kanavi's going to say thanks for the leash and look to take down this first Infernal of the game.
Yeah, I think they were a little worried because if Kanavi had stuck around for one more minion in the mid lane,
I know that things are going pretty well. As now FBI have to supercharge his way out of that situation as we have another gank attempt onto 369. This Scion getting a little bit of the Broken Blade treatment here today as Dokler is dashing around like a madman. Cease and desist comes in, and there's the last hit. Zombie Scion not going to be able to do anything of much at all, especially with the fact that Dokler is playing the Ambessa, so just dashes forever. And down here will go one more time. 100 Thieves clearing out the Scion in trade for these Void Grubs.
Jackie Love is shoving in a wave, then they're starting to group up quicker. Same when you look at mid. The top esports are just playing off of mid and bot lane push really well to set up now. And 100 Thieves, a little bit split, but can use this Weaver's Wall.
Well, they're not going to be able to do so just yet, as now they're turning. The Realm Warp comes on in and delivers multiple people towards his bottom side. River going to be the first one to go down. The rest of 100 Thieves will turn up. Public Execution is going to connect onto Hung, and they do manage to take down the Leona, but can they find more as Kanavi? He does go stealth for a little while long, but Jackie Love's at full health doing so much damage.
Potential play on bot lane, looks like.
Yeah, possible angle to try and set up for Jackie Love to get that damage down, and the Solar Flare is going to connect, and Dokla, nothing he can do. Jackie Love just clicks on him over and over again. Cease and Desist comes forward as FBI looks for Kanavi. They find the Vault Breaker, and Cream is just free hitting. Kanavi does go down, but there's the Arc of Judgment. And Jackie Love is going to be able to lock down another one for himself. Ayla is so close to dead as the flash forward from Cream, and it's a triple kill for the Rise Top Esports. They break this game apart.
The sneaky Leona opens up the game for Top Esports. They get the vision, they spot out where everyone is on 100 Thieves. And once again, they're ruthless. Top Esports just picking them off where they stand.
Man, looking fantastic here this world so far. As 100 Thieves not quite able to complete the heist on this one Rise. He is, yeah, that's a frightening arcane mage right there. As TES will be able to take down the outer turret towards the top side of the map. They've upgraded their shoes already. Dash his way to relative safety, but unfortunately for the turret, it doesn't have a dash. So it's just gonna die.
This is a terrifying pace for Top Esports. We're 15 minutes into the game. Top Esports have been the punching bag. They've been the guys that haven't been able to show up, but coming in as the third seed, but here we go.
Hung, bit of an angle here potentially as the screen display of talent does stop FBI from following up, and River is just going to get destroyed as he tries to get into that backline. Solar Flare is going to stun up Quid. He can't offer the damage back, but Dokla gets in. There's a shutdown onto Jackie. Dokla could be in trouble. He's going to be taken down, but he's done so much damage. FBI is executed, and unfortunately, this Rise does so much damage, and he's still there to win the fight for Top Esports.
Dokla tried everything that he could, but Cream is firing on all cylinders. 4-0-3 get to reset themselves up here in a front to back after.
Yeah, basically. And the Soul is a Hex Tech. So if this next Drake goes their way, I mean, it's all but done and dusted. As the Rift Herald going to be secured here by Top, and man, they have just taken kind of everything here in this game.
They were in place, but Kanavi going to be spotted.
Yeah, there's a Vault Breaker. That's going to stun him up for now as the flick back does connect. Kanavi just going to blow up as the rocks do connect to his face. And another one to come in here is 369. A little bit of an unfortunate teleport, perhaps. Although I say that.
How brave are 100 Thieves feeling that they can get back out of the map and try and find a Quid?
Yeah, he just walks over the rock. Seismic Shove goes entirely wide. He needs another Rune Prison. We'll see whether he finds it there as he flashes forward. And Quid, a couple of Qs, and down he will go. And the Void Seeker did come on through here. They're looking to try and collapse onto this Rise. He has no flash available. They need the CC, and they don't get it.
What?
What? The Q flash didn't actually get the knockback.
I can't believe that didn't connect.
It looked like it kind of did too.
Yeah. But now that Top Esports, because you've got so many members of 100 Thieves on the top side, going to take the Otacon.
Oh,
that's a disaster.
That's very unfortunate. The Otacon should just be a foregone conclusion here just a little bit. As you saw picture in picture, the Otacon did go on over. 100 Thieves looking for something, maybe a bit of an angle here. Cease and Desist comes down. They want to kill Jackie. They get all the knockups, and down goes the Yunara. Now Hung just standing in that front line as Cream is walking in, and that's where you have to be scared. FBI only just turning up now, and they have taken 2 down already. 5 versus 3. I don't think that Cream's strong enough to fight that one out. It's 100 Thieves. Should be able to get themselves their first turret of the game as well and really put a dent in that gold lead.
Starting to get a little sloppy from Top Esports. Kanavi picked off. Now Jackie Love, we're going back to Cream. Please split push and save us on these plays. 100 Thieves. Dragon though, it is Soul. What can 100 Thieves manage?
Yeah, Shelly going to get involved here as well. As 369 just being a brick wall to try and block them from coming in here as Hextech Soul just secured here by Top Esports. Now they're looking for the fight. The charm comes on forward as Dokla wants to get into the fight, but look at the damage when Jackie Love is actually able to hit them. Down he goes. And it's now just picking them off where they stand because you cannot escape when the enemy has the Hextech Soul. FBI going to be throwing up some emotes here because he knows this one is donezo, at least in this fight. Maybe they'll have another opportunity to do something, but I'm not entirely sure. That was the MasterCard priceless moment, and TES made quick work of it.
Yeah, Douglas ultimate just shy of coming up, and Top Esports make quick work of 100 Thieves in that scrap. Now the base 23 minutes into the game, going to be cracked open across 2 of these lanes, if not 3, as Cream pushes in topside.
And I shouldn't have said that 100 Thieves were quickly becoming my favorite team, because Jackie Love has done pretty rude things to some of my favorite teams in the past. As down goes Ayla, just caught trying to get some vision down where he's not allowed to. Right on top of it, Purple Worm already down 50%. My God, the DPS from this squad is absolutely disgusting. As Hex Flash going to get channeled there by Hung. That was an interesting one. Just buys enough time to get them the Baron. Supreme display of talent comes in. I don't know what happened to River there, but he is well and truly dead. It's a double for Cream. The flash forward from Jackie Love. They avoid the seismic shove, and Quid going to get knocked up here by 369. Down he will go as well, as the Arc of Ruin is going to smite him. There is the ace, thanks to Jackie Love, and they will march down this top lane and look for the win.
25 minutes into the game, Top Esports looking at those Nexus turrets. This was incredibly one-sided. 15k gold lead as they go forward.
This is a very large amount of money in the lead here for Top Esports. As Ayla, I don't know whether he's going to be able to do much of anything at all to stop this onslaught. And it looks like Top heading towards 2-0 here in the Swiss stage. What a bounce back for this team, looking absolutely brilliant, at least for now, here at Worlds. As Dokla, not quite enough, as he dashes about, but isn't able to get any of the kills. As the double kill comes through from 369, gets his revenge, and down goes the Nexus, as Top Esports looking like it's just another day in the office.
I mean, I will say, CFO's composition on paper, like, look at the skirmishing power that it has. Kiana, Ryze, Draven, high-level junglers right now is, it's just...
Hello, Doggo! He just solo killed Doran.
We need to get a replay as Doggo starts off the game with a solo
Let's
kill.
look at another lane. Hang on, baby fake.
Let's look back at this. So he's about 50% HP right now. Doggo smartly, as Doran comes into last hit these minions, lands those auto attacks while dodging away from the tower shots. Another auto attack comes through. I mean, at this point, you'd think Doran is just going to go back to base. Oh, the tunnel gets interrupted.
Stand aside.
Beautifully played by Doggo. A solid mid-game, and make sure that this Caitlyn doesn't run too rampant as we head into that mid-game point.
I mean, it is Gumayushi, and I see him on Caitlyn, and thinking about him in the Death Days as well. They're a strong AD carry. Doggo now level 6 as well, so the Whirling Death up and available. The threat onto Guma, as he's only 5, will help Junja secure this first strike of the game.
They have the advantage. You'll notice on the mini-map, Driver has already rotated up towards the mid lane, so they can guarantee those numbers. He doesn't have his TP available, so he's just going to lose that farm on the bot side of the map, but they've got the one grub. Can they secure the second as Faker now makes his presence known?
Junja keeps pulling up this ice element as well, so we'll have a stun if he does it again. Owner's on the way in. 600 now waiting, and it's a double grub situation. Okay, maybe for the third. Is Junja being greedy? No. They get all 3 in the end. It's Owner, excuse me. He came in to get the steal, but he'll die for it with Doggo getting a cash in. It's a nice petrifying gauge from Faker, but an exit now needed as Hongq cuts it off, forces a flash from the goat. He's caught out, decimating smash, and CFO come alive against T1.
CFO waste no time.
Because again, like we saw in the LCP finals, this guy on Kiana's not too bad. As Hongq's found out in rotation, he'll get phase rush, he'll get out of there, but Doran finds his prey, jumps in, but maybe too deep from him. Hongq flashes over. It's matched by Doran, but Junja looking for the trade kill. Will find his mark over the wall as well, and Doran just trying to run on out. A tunnel used, but Junja again can Terra Shape, but there's another tunnel. There's always another tunnel. Takes a big trade, it's heavy. Gumayushi holding on to the ace in the hole for now, but there's a Vault Breaker mid. Hongq face checked and he'll be punished for it. Miasma on the ground, nowhere to run, and Owner is back in the game.
An easy gank setup by T1. CFO, they're saying they can still contest this. Doran has come down from top side.
Junja's also got ice as well. Supreme display of talent will find one, but no steal on the Dragon. That's up for Gumayushi. And as they take it, they run away as Driver has decided to launch into Doran, but he's just an instant blocker, and T1 walk away with the win on objective.
The Ryze ulti.
We are going in. Driver's going to stand there. Decimating smash. Faker's down. Junja also going to help out as Doggo ran into melee and started hitting the Void Queen. It was so sought after, even being on a bench for a bit. Faker might be in trouble here though. Junja's coming up again. He's really earning it this time around. The 3-0 Kiana knows that Faker's into a corner. Popblossom helping out. Carrier's flashed in. Maybe there's a turnabout play. Junja has to hold the in. Jumps to Faker, but he gets shut down. Carrier saves the day. It's a double TP, but there's more numbers here for T1 as Driver has walked into the ongoing trap. Honkyu now walks into range of Ona, and CFO had control, but they're relinquishing it. A triple kill for the slippery snake of Faker. And T1 punished so damn well as Gumayushi gets flashed on. Doggo's still got the spunk. 3-0 on the Draven. He needs to step up.
Draven.
Boy.
And Ona will be setting his sights on that AD carry.
First turret, meanwhile, picked up in the bot lane of the Herald.
Yeah, I mean, no ulti now available for Junja, but they did trade it for Carrier's ult. CFO still want to fight this, though. Doggo on the right-hand side. Keep your eyes on him.
Driver wants something to drive into. Decimating smash just out of range. Doran flashes, misses, whiffs. Meanwhile, Ona went in by himself. T1 is separated. Driver cuts off the cross, and Kaiwin picks up the kill. T1, they're sparked up a little bit with an ulti that came afar from Doggo as Doran jumps in deep. T1 are fighting one by one, and I see a double on a damn cow. Realm Warp in behind enemy lines, and T1 are finding themselves hanging with a leg to stand on. Petrifying Gaze misses all, and CFO are bringing it to the world champs.
The young guns from the LCP play with nameplates off as they go full aggression into T1. Disconnection being shown by T1 as their focus was just off. Doran doesn't connect onto Doggo. Ona engages onto the backline of CFO. International event. CFO continue to show up. This is, of course, only a best of one, but what an important best of one it is to get a win here.
Hang on. Noxious Blast, gonna hit Driver, flash for the miasma. Now that Ona's here as well, Driver in trouble. Great sidestep, decimating smash, front of the turret avoided by Ona. He will survive. Meanwhile, Dragon does go down, but it's a good punish from T1.
I mean, absolutely, the ulti gonna whiff. Ona, though, very low. The Dragon secured, and now the threat on the bot lane tower.
They have the damage, Betty. Maybe enough to threaten Doran to get out of there. Redemption's going to come on down, but wait for Supreme Slave Talon misses, and Doran solo kills! CFO's jungler got ambitious, and now the damage definitely ain't there as Exhaust also used. Herald's still there, Popblossom with the flash. Doggo caught out, instant cleanse away. He's running for his life. He'll catch the axe, he'll get movement speed, but he needs a bit more. A double. That makes it trouble for T1 to follow up on the plays.
Doggo in the mid lane, but it's not ultimately enough. They keep the top tower protected from the side of CFO. Some international rivalry. I mean, T1, they have many rivals around the world.
True.
But to really go toe-to-toe with those, Junja ultis in.
Into the river, gets the stun. Ona is cashed in. More big bucks for Doggo. If Ona can get there, if Faker can delay. A Petrifying Gaze from over the wall with the Cassiopeia without flash. You mentioned that TP, that's going to bring numbers in. 4 members of T1. On look now. Kaiwin gets over the wall. Flash from Honkyu gets the double root. And there's Kaiwin for the follow-up engage. The cow unleashed. Popblossom does nothing. Driver misses, but Faker is there when he lands. Down goes the snake, or just about. They finish the kill. It's Doggo who gets more money in the bag. Doran now isolated, has to go back in. But the supreme display of unholy talent. Junja on Kiana is just exceptional.
CFO are punishing T1 time and time again. Anything flashing in their face, looking for the outplay. They secure the Arakan, they get a tower.
On Honkyu, who burned his flash in that last play, but Faker, as he takes a long way around, will eventually find him. I was going to wonder as the root comes through. There's the phase rush. Noxious Blast still connects with the Twin Fang in the follow-up. Ace in the hole. Redemption coming in. And here he is again! Here he is again! Doggo, now almost at his third item, is 3.8k over Guma. He has cashed in 5 times, has not died, so it keeps accumulating, of course, every kill to cash in.
And it felt like Caitlyn was the AD carry of the tournament.
It did.
It felt like the teams would have to find new answers to it. Was incredible.
It was.
Splitting the map, which against the Caitlyn you wouldn't expect to do, but to provide that safety is... Junja.
He's in trouble. Ona flashes and it connects. Popblossom up. Supreme display of nothing there.
Perhaps the confidence a little too much. Clancy there. Honkyu thought that he'd found the pick, but the mobility from the Rek'Sai means that he was able to get away. Has the TP available as well.
Junja over the wall, but no. Under carry has a spell shield. Holds on for the time being. Popblossom finds him. Kuma gets the trap down, but it's out of range. TP burnt by T1.
A whiff there from Junja. The ulti doesn't throw Carrier into the wall, which means that the distance is enough to allow him to escape. It's a trade of ultis, but that was a big ulti.
Gets Tangle Bubs, ran up and Drive interrupted! Drive interrupted Owner! There's no sprint play talent as Faker sets up the ulti. It's a shutdown on the Honky, but it is a trade. T1 lose one to gain one as Driver, even though he picked up that kill, he might have saved the play. Tangle Bubs, two-man once again. Doran jumps in, Doggo goes far, up midway, flushes away. There's the ulti from Doran, but he's got no one to support him again. Doggo running, goodbye! As Doran only just managed to get out, Driver somehow dies before T1's top laner. As Kerry and Guma hold the fort around mid, Faker's low.
It's a fair. This dragon looks completely uncontested.
Doran.
Ginger though, Ginger.
Hang on, Ginger goes over the wall, wants to contest with Owner in a 2v1. There's a supreme display, and he has the audacity to take it away. So, for CFO, stand beside us, find a target. The rest of CFO are in the river for the time being. Honkyu has to be careful without his flash. Owner doesn't hit the target. He's on Doggo though, but look, he's separated. He has to leave. Now Doran sent into the sky by the one and only Driver. Faker stands and starts poisoning, sending out the fangs, but T1 have lost top lane. He will fail, but for now, CFO hold off on that Baron thought. They're looking for Owner. Junja's the one chasing him.
Look at Faker, though. It's so difficult to start this objective off. He's in the river.
But Kaiwing takes a flank a little bit early. He's going to lose Celestial Blessing. Tangle Barb's there as well. Guma stats up and tries to hit him hard. He's got the ulti available. Guma tries to walk in. CFO backing off is still so sketchy. The game's not over until Junja runs in the river and says, "Bet!" He runs back, sets that up, but it's a double! Doggo is just nuts as well. The CFO have now got two in the dirt.
They're just going to start this Baron off. It's still a super risky thing to do. Doran is max HP. Faker is coming back from the river. Guma with his range. Keep your eyes on Kaiwing, looking for the flank.
Driver is low as well, but he's got a shield. Doran once again on in. Guma with the range to steal his potential, but no. Smite is better. A Realm Orb into Guma's face, but he's spaced him, he's ranged him, and Faker stares him in the face. However, the pop back is massive. CFO are doing it, and even with the ulti avoided by Doran, he's down two, and in the LCP.
And this team, it feels like that they can only go up with the Baron now secured. The Nexus is in their eyes as they look to try and break the base.
Look at Doggo, he just got Doran, now he's taking a 1v2. You know where this game's at. Ow! This dog, man! It's 6-0, Betty. What a game!
His bite is so much worse than his bark. As tower falls, a man is down on the side of T1. The defenses are falling apart. Faker now makes his way back onto the rift, but I think the damage has already been done. Is he enough to defend the Nexus? Another inhibitor falls. The Baron doing some serious work.
Just imagine if we started getting the best of 5 of this again. It's only one game, but it feels so good. Junja's going to be caught out, though, as he runs for his life. Gets away with the help of a heal. And CFO supporting staff are coming in. Carrier, though, a clutch defense. Petrifying Gaze, though, won't be enough. As Driver's always where you need him as well. Against T1, CFO get a bit of revenge. And the first team going 2-0, Betty. At least in my eyes, CFO smacking down the LCK's 4th seed as Baker runs back to the base, but this game's done. I see one delicious looking oyster at Worlds 25.
But yeah, here we are. Composition's locked in. Gen G, they have a lot of dive threat with the Alistair. Easy follow-up coming through from the Kai'Sa. Decent pick potential and side lane for Viduro.
Duro hasn't been in the lane of experience in quite a while. Stun misses, but does not the seismic shove. Damage onto Chovy's close. Tarzan Audacity flashes match. The auto, no, it's first blood to Chovy, with Shanks getting the return.
The flash timing from Chovy was perfect. Advantage, favor of Hope. Dragon going to be uncontested as Canyon really can't do much in this position. They don't have the numbers. First objective secured.
Okay. Dragons on the board, audience, but if you've been under a rock, keen on Cassante, pretty good.
Pretty good.
I think Orcs would say pretty good, but I can't do an Orcs voice, so I'm Australian. Duro, engage onto Kale, support v support, but Duro's taking the brunt of it. Phosphorus Bomb flashed away from, flash match by Hope with the Gatling gunning, Autos gets a kill, but now in a 2v1 in trouble. Wind becomes lightning, sends him up, and the 3 talent strike, Hope is about to die. Meanwhile, Tarzan's ulti comes off with a good route too, and a seismic shove. Shanks is saving the play with Kale, getting a wall hit. Chovy close to dying too with a threaded volley at max range. He runs for his life.
Much quicker to the fight. The junglers get involved, the mid laners are, and then we're back to live.
We are back to live. Canyon on Tarzan in the pit forces his flash. Away he goes, and Tarzan now separated from that objective. Genji picked up 1, now 2, and all 3 grubs. So we come back to live.
Nice setup from Genji, not really giving AL that opportunity. Shanks staying around on the top side of the map.
Quick correction, if we do get a fight, KL does have that ulti up. It looks like it was a spectator bug. With the interruption, he still has it there, and it definitely hasn't been a minute and a half or a minute 40, however long.
Oh,
so
I actually thought that it was cancelled.
I thought it was,
CC
and
cancelled.
I just, unless I have no sense of time, Betty, we'll find that out later.
Him up for more farm, but
It's happening in Fog of War.
right now it's Shanks that is kind of chovying, as now they threaten to dive on the Keen. This is always a risky thing. Diving Keen is no easy feat.
No, it's not, especially on Cassante. Supreme Display is there, and
Oh my
Tarzan
goodness.
flashes away. Seismic Shot connects, Keen responds likewise, but Ruler finds Tarzan before he goes into Fog of War himself. Shank's gonna poke out, Ruler gets flicked back, but no, a flash away to disengage. Keen still gets poked out, but diving at Cassante, no.
Now clearing through his jungle. The pressure that AL is putting down is nice. Looks like first tower, and that should be the feats of warfare. Feats of strength secured.
Nice. Okay.
Another small advantage gain for AL.
Flandre, if he needs to back or rather reposition for now. People moving from AL, they are going to be late for this, Betty, so I don't know why I'm talking about it.
They're going to be too late.
A Rek'Sai, this is gone.
I mean, Genji is so fast at starting up these objectives. Like, if you start it super fast, ooh, hang on a minute.
Tarzan is fast. Tarzan's real fast. Onto Canyon, he'll get stunned up, and there's a double into the wall. Kale's gone deep, though. A 2-man headbutt. Pulverize and Genji have torn AL asunder. As Shanks comes in with the Weaver's Wall, he's cut off Genji in response. A seismic shove on the cow, and he goes into the pen. Shanks will pick up that kill while Flandre absorbs top. Keen is just altered, and AL get a response for that Herald.
For Genji, as the poke is being traded, Tarzan doing what he can. Bases will come through from the top side of the map as Shanks wants to get back to base. Maybe he has an item upgrade. TP going to quickly come through, and there it is. The Leandri's finished ahead of this fight. Nice purchase. But Keen also on the way.
Tarzan with no ulti. Will they continue? AL in a dangerous spot as Tarzan can't get poke over the wall. Shanks will start off with the threaded volleys as well. Flandre and Tarzan from one angle.
Collapse is looking good. The root from Tarzan doesn't connect. They turn onto Flandre.
The engage is not bad, but Flandre is a tank. He'll take a wild dart. The Weaver's Wall spreads thin, but it might actually help Genji on the Dragon, trying to burst it down as Ruler, who gets into the pit. The poke out. In the meanwhile, KL with the disengage. Dragon's exposed and stolen. Keen gets sent away by KL, and the fight will ensue. Jumping forward is Canyon with now the ulti popped as well. Keen jumping forward, getting the flip onto Shanks. 2 down, 3 to go as Genji look for the chase. They'll find Hope up next as Flandre sacrifices his life to save the rest, but Hope still might not be able to the woods as Ruler follows up with the killer instinct, locks in the triple, and Genji lock in.
A 3-man knockup like that on a Cassante. Just beautifully played as the top tower falls. Arakan will likely be the next point of contention, but Genji will be hesitant to hand over the soul.
Chovy, he's going to face check. Flandre's got a tunnel out, but here comes Ruler again with the killer instinct. Flandre tries to get out with a number over the wall, and that tunnel won't save his life. Ruler with number 5. Arakan's on the other side of the map, but who's going to burst it down?
Chovy likely going to secure this tower, as it doesn't seem like there's anyone in position to respond. And remember, there was a 1.1k gold lead between the two mid laners. Now it's Chovy with a 400 gold lead of his own.
Yeah, we've definitely been, as Realm Walk comes in, Chovy gets out.
My.
That was the edge of it.
Right at the edge.
So
No way they can contest.
that's gone.
Unless AL can get a huge Poppy ultimate off, TP's going to come through. They're looking to contest this, but it's already gone. Too little, too late. Arakan locked in for Genji.
Dragon going to be started again. Genji using Ruler, but he doesn't commit for the time being. Juro's taking a little bit of poke, but that's all it is. A little bit here from anyone's legends. As Chovy hovers around the outside, there's the Weaver's Wall to separate. Looking for the pick. Keen separates 2, but the Poppy ult will only find 1. It's onto Chovy for now, running in towards the Dragon, but it's at 4k. It ain't stealable as Keen pops the ulti. The all out there. He is getting poked down, and Shanks is sending away to the Supreme Display. Will find the mark on the side, and Ruler jumped in to a Poppy with a steadfast presence. Dragon stolen, and the fight for AL taken away. KL, this pick pays dividends.
He's forced to disengage. Chovy gets good damage. Ruler sees an angle when Duro goes in, but then he gets knocked up. The reaction by Kyle. The Baron is secured as well.
AL, because of him, have now secured the soul. The Baron you mentioned before. Gold is even, but the fights are feeling more confident from the LPL second seed.
Gotta still be careful. TP flank from Key. This is a deep flank coming through.
Deep. Tarzan going first. Kyle with the ulti again. Finds another market. Chovy once more. Jura getting burnt out with the ult from Canyon. He'll be isolated and everyone can jump in with ease. Flandre's now joined in as well and Genji have immediately lost two. The flash of all are gone as well. As Shanks Weaver's wall won't find a target. It's still another big win for AL.
The TP, I think, was too deep and Genji went in too aggressively. The TP gets zero value off the back of that. Another tower will be secured. And look at how the momentum has shifted. It is AL that is driving forward this game. This Keen Sante, I was worried for AL. It felt like that he was an immovable wall that just would not be stopped. But now it felt like that they found a weakness in the armor and they're continuing to press forward. The Baron still remains strong, 20 seconds left. Another tower soon to fall, but the rest of Genji quickly arrive.
Poke is big as well. Let's not forget Hope is not all of it, but most of it. Shanks keeps sending out the poke, plenty of mana to continue on. And as you said, Hope is going to do this quick.
Canyon on his way over. The ulti, beautiful from Shanks.
And
how does Genji get in?
The timing's great. Maybe with a Realm Warp to one side of Chovy by himself. Keen jumping in first hand. KO guards the entrance and Elder's taken. Anyone's legend. Turn for the fight as Genji got to run. They might take Flandre, but with Elder, it's a buff to beat the rest. 1 for 1. Keen getting poked. The flash. Kyle gets close. Keen's one step away from dying, but first Canyon will go in the coffin then. Juro, as he runs away, he's getting chased up by a Gatling gun and a pair of pebbles. He'll flash out, but now with the free display missing out, you say, hey, doesn't matter. Tarzan finds another, and AL steps away from the base.
Exquisite execution once again. The ultimate from Shanks to cut Genji's approach off, securing the Elder Dragon and converting it into the fight. TP from Shanks, returning to the mid wave. The TP from Kyle. They have the Nexus in their eyes. They're looking to take down the best team in the world.
It looks like Kyle has committed parricide as Juro is just another target. Brawler was fed the hope of Genji, but even he is not enough. In China, AL will soar, and once again we are reminded that Tabe is the greatest LPL coach that has ever lived.
Looks like the poppy top for Oscar. Now, for those that remember his last international appearance, this was a champion that we kind of believed in him for. Like, he had strong performances on it. It's a very safe champion. It does very well into the dashes. So
oh no, with the wave as well. Upset just wants to get the push in. He's doing it as slowly as he can. I'm looking at the EXP bar. It's nowhere near 3. The jungle pet not spotted out in the end. The trap's down. Here comes Shadow for his debut at Worlds. He's got a good angle. The black shield's there, but Elka's already matched the flash even at level 1. The damage should be enough in a 3 versus 2. First blood over to BLG. They're going to make it double. Fnatic's bot lane in major trouble.
Oh my goodness! In from behind, Fnatic don't see this play.
Knew the Pixel Brush was there once again. This gank might add a little bit more. Shadow goes invulnerable. Mickey misses the binding and he's just going to die. This time Shadow picks up on the gold.
Trying to pick on Elk.
Top wave. We'll clear the wave.
Wave clear. Here we go, Razork.
Okay, Elk does have flash available yet again. Level 5, so he doesn't have the ulti to escape. With the black shield on top as well, Elk is trying to path it out, but what a binding from Mickey. A shutdown, an upset now finally on the board in this lane.
Favorite BLG. Elk going to be able to help Shadow secure this early objective. And Knight has to be cautious, but he knows that his jungler's on the bot side of the Rift. Pings are come down from Fnatic. They will know that this dragon is being secured. There's not really much that they can do about it.
Okay, well now information given over. Grubs have also spawned in this game just as of now. A nice engage here from On. The feathers are out. But
I think this is a bit of an over-investment. Fnatic are conceding so many early objectives here, and Shadow's just punishing Fnatic's positioning on the map. Bin has a health advantage. If Razork can get one, that would be ideal.
Shadow sticks around. He wants to steal. Dark Binding sends him out though, and it's going to be a double grub here for Razork.
Okay, not the end of the world then.
Good rotation.
Ultimately will not be the worst case scenario. I was worried for Fnatic that they were going to lose the Grubs and the Dragon, but they do.
Joins in. Mickey is almost dead as well. This Dragon start looks risky. You said it, Vetty. BLG now have 4 members. Bin's moved into Fog of War, and Fnatic have to back off.
Yeah, I don't really see how Fnatic would have an easy objective secure, especially given the HP that...
Of 900 the gold lead, and of Herald starting, that is going to escalate this gold further.
Yeah, the problem is I think Fnatic just isn't strong enough to fight. Good damage onto Elk.
It is good engage as well. You asked about Razork. Elk not going to stand still for long though, because the Dark Binding was out of range. The trap as well. Elk flashes in for the root, and it sets up Shadow for the reset. Now onto another. Upset thinks he's safe. Not for long. Under a turret, even with the Dark Binding. Spin has joined in, and Mickey's up next. BLG recovering from their sins of day one.
Threaten the dive on the tower. They get the summoners out from Upset. They're going to secure the objective on the Herald. And BLG snowballing this game out of control.
And it's so controlled at that as well. For BLG, that fight was supremacy.
Set up for the play, but it does allow for Upset to return. Responding kind, there's the shockwave combo.
Steady League of Legends, the BLG yesterday, a bit of a lynching to put them back in place. Elk is hit, Upset got the heal on him, but Shadow once again looking for a dive. It's turned by Razork, but with the quickness from On, he's got targets. Black Shield already used by Upset as he put the trap down. On close to dying, but Shadow again gets a reset. No fear of diving in, but maybe he should be as he gets denied by Oscar Renan. It's a shutdown over to Upset. Fnatic have breathing room. A 1-for-1 in the play, and all stand still in the mid lane. The dog not going to be used too well, but for Shadow, he gets low. Now they've found Knight. Up the Shadow disengages. It's a good engage as Oscar sends him away. Bad puppy. Knight has to run for it as well, as with that one pick, Dragon is now open for Fnatic.
Top wave is pushed in for BLG, so a decent amount of farm is likely going to be lost there. You'll notice the Bin making a beeline towards it. Oh, he's turning his attention back to mid lane as they drop the Herald. I like this response from BLG. They'll happily concede this as they can put pressure onto the tier 2 tower as well. Fnatic trying to take a shortcut through. Looks like they will protect their tier 2 tower. But BLG, for the first time in this game, conceding an objective.
Only to take something else on the other side of the map. It's Raptors, it's mid, game 5 rather. Like, Bin looks in prime form too. Now moving up to 2,000 just about, with the gold lead that he's accrued pretty much by himself.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's just made fun of Oscar in the top lane, but beating him out through. Like, Fnatic basically spent all that time watching BLG set up around this objective. Knight gets an opportunity to go back to base, pick up the Horizon focus, start off the objective. Razork can't do anything.
He can't walk in. On zones, Razork's out, and just because Elk ordered it, now down it goes.
TPing in, I mean, Fnatic, oh, what is Oscar
He's running in Vedi, and now he's running out. Landing any of these bindings, and even if they do, scared to go in, considering with the gold gap, as Oscar here for a choke, On looking for the engage. Razork does miss, but he's zoning off, and there's Ace in the hole. It does hit Shadow, but with a redemption coming in, BLG nice and healthy again. And Bin's not even there, by the way. Fnatic trying to find a 5 versus 4, but even then, it's not easy. Does Dragon matter when Bin's going to get inner and BLG are moving up mid?
Yeah, I mean, BLG have just said, you know what, it's fine. You can have the numbers advantage. We'll allow you to take this Dragon. Instead, we'll control the mid wave. We'll control the top wave. Bin is level 16.
Poby just jumped in. He flashes away. Maybe he's getting sick of doing it. There's Between Worlds. Disengage from Oscar. A chance now with Elk sending up the feathers, but the shockwave is good. The root even better. Elk just needs to die, but BLG won't let their president down. Fnatic have 4 members mid, and 1 just hit the ground.
I mean, it looked quite promising for Fnatic, but the moment that Bin arrives, their options.
And the flash as well, the Black Shield's too late. Upset getting dove on, and Shadow's got a target now, a reset as well. Utter domination as the LEC's 3rd seed has bit the dust.
Mickey did not react fast enough. He'll die to the bleed, and now it should be an easy Baron for BLG. 8K, the gold lead. Utter destruction from BLG. Bin with a beautiful flash onto Upset. And I mean, Fnatic have felt lifeless in this game.
What more do you say? This is one of our most dominant games. Just from the laning phase, I think this was one of our most dominant laning phases as Red Bull Baron power play begins. BLG. We're about to see if this one gets any closer. Oscar's finally going to get Fnatic's first turret at 26 minutes in the game. But bot is an issue. Bot is a big issue. Oscar, come home. We miss you.
I mean, even if he's there, I don't think he's going to stop BLG. Bin is level 17.
But he is going to TP.
Here we go.
The last hurrah between worlds from Poby keeps them near, but BLG at full HP still as Poby stepped up and now about to get wept away. Elk is low, but the feathers are still out, even with a great Poppy ult. Bin comes from mid to send another message. The cease and desist, the dark binding. Can they kill this Renekton? Well, with Asterix Gauge, they're going to bloody well try, but he'll take Razork down with him. That's the Giga Bin we know. As Shadow uses this opportunity to enter the base, look for a reset, deliver the shockwave, and deliver LPL its hopes this day. Thaddeus, BLG day one, that was just a spanner in the works. This is what you can expect from one of the best regions in the world as they send a message to EU to fear at 27.5 minutes into this game.
A convincing stomp from BLG as they play with their food. Upset may get a shutdown, but it is too little, too late as the LPL goes 3-0 here on day 2.
PSG get this ball rolling through Betty and Woody and give themselves their first win.
Well, the thing is, I think PSG's quite happy with how their lanes played out. Like, Yorick should have an advantage against the Ambessa. Talia should be able to get push against an Aurora. Secure with the AD carry on the top lane. I'm shocked that...
Yeah, I think Zeka's coming in. He's also got between worlds enough mana for it as well at 1100. Peanut looking for the steal. Walks in, doesn't take it. It's Kazu who gets it in the end, and Hummerlife committed deep for this as Zeka flashes away, but how far? As Zeus comes in, tries to save the day, but it's already first blood over to PSG. Maple seismic shove is flushed away from by Zeus, but now he's alone looking for Maple, who gets out of harm's way. PSG got their debate. We go to top, and Kasa's starting grubs. Pings are coming down from Hummerlife, but that's one at the very least. With PSG maybe having to forfeit the other two. Maple, okay, stops it there. Stones are good. Seismic shove misses. Zeus on the runaway, threaded volley. Maple's got enough mana, but Zeus is going to pop the pot and just walk it back.
He's worried about how much time left Zeus has until his ultimate, because once he gets it, he knows that Zeus will get a kill.
Actually, sorry. Singer's like downplaying it, isn't it? You are a nice guy, as well, so is Peanut. I asked, is there enough damage? Hell yeah, there is. Zeka with the kill, and Peanut's patience pays off.
It certainly does.
Arja feeling very comfortable in the matchup, whatever matchup that is. And Delight Cosmic Binding gets him out. Magical Journey as well. Caster now hovering around top, but Dragon's up in 45, so that play going down bot opens up bot turret, and that's double plates here with Zeka contributing. Zay's about to get dove. Caster at full HP. He can use Hound's Pursuit, rather call of the pack.
In the area, though, has the ulti.
There we go. There's the Hound's Pursuit. Sets up with the Tempered Fate. Delight bought some time. The turret is now vulnerable. Zayas also, okay, well, he needs a bit more help than that. Cosmic Binding. Caster then brings in the call, and Caster flashes in. The fan of knives out again, and Delight takes a Magical Journey. I don't think that Tempered Fate was very good as he flashes away. Archer doing the same up in top as Viper can't land the final blow. Archer gets away with it. And
the Maiden going to assist with that. Ulti not going to connect from Viper. Positioning so much better for PSG.
5v5, stolen. Peanut walks in, ready to walk out. He flashes out. What a steal. Hummerlife now on the board and the objective, and that's one way to get back into the game. Try and put the pain on this turret as Caster's a new target between worlds, gets Zeus out, and Caster's done enough. 4 members of PSG now opening up with his turret. This first turret of the game. This is going to drop. Look at Zeka top. Tempered Fate, that was a good one.
You mean Zeka got out and Zeus top?
Yeah, that's the one. You're exactly right.
First tower going to fall in favor of PSG.
Too many Zeds.
Zeus going to secure the top side and a Herald as well. So a nice pickup. I think overall more favorable for HLE.
Yep.
That top tower. Zeus going to go get that gold. And looks like no one from PSG gonna, because Zeus, I mean, I would say Arja has been overgrouping, so Zeus has spent a little bit more time on side lanes. Nice little window that HLE have found to drop the Herald mid.
There's that mid turret you're talking about. And
it's secure. Nicely done there by HLE. And now they should turn their attention to this bot tower, the last outer tower for them to secure. So far away, does have TP.
Maybe they're going to draw in Zeus. Actually, the back stopped in time. Teleport going to be burned first, and as you said, Maple's now going to join in.
He has his ult. How will he use it, though? He's trying to get in a position to cut off HLE from approaching. But Peanut has kind of dragged it back into the pit. Here we go.
Caster can always jump in, has flash available at 4K now. The Weaver's Wall, fantastic, but not enough damage yet. PSG don't commit to the play, and Carson wants to jump, and he's like, okay, wait, too late. The ulti sent from Peanut onto the enemy jungle before he can react. Karsa flashes away. The call of the pack not available. And down drops Karsa. OPLoLReplay play the patient game, and it pays off again. Life, but props to them again. Playing the slow con, drawing PSG in. One mistake is capitalized so well. Turret's going to drop in bot. Arja matches top, but Peanut's here again. It's a mega blast cone, so the range is huge, and Arja sets down his little cage, but Zeus won't fall for it. A Vault Breaker into the wall. Arja might be tanky, but with Zeus here at the helm as well, that Yorick's about to die. Zeus now with his second kill. Starting this.
Okay. Like his jungler is top lane.
The light's here. I guess he's thinking...
They don't even know.
No, because who would expect with Peanut top Hadouken to start 9k?
You know, I reckon was he just stacking his passive?
Maybe. He's got red buff. TP burn.
Okay,
no, they have not lost the patience. Pings are coming down now. It may be too late. Let's find out.
I mean, Arja has TP. He should be able to... No, it's gone, right?
Barrage, Weaver's Wall at 3k. Tempered Fate, nice from Delight. Keeps him from getting near. Karsa walks up, almost steals it, but he does not. That's what matters. Peanut launches an engage again and sacrifices his life, but in goes Zeka, all in as Karsa's up next. Woody run over by the Ambessa, and OPLoLReplay see the angle. Maple just stands there, finds a kill. It ain't pretty. It ain't that great, but a Quadra over to Zeka. It's got enough for OPLoLReplay. OPLoLReplay are grouping up as 4, trying to get this wave in, while meanwhile, mid is under fire as well. Good little pick onto Zeka, but he hops out, and they wait for the next wave.
Good damage. Zeka dropping to about 50%.
Just running through mid.
And Zeus gonna take the backdoor routes towards this mid tier 2. There's a big wave building on bot lane, but right now HLE don't care too much about it. They'll probably care about it soon. PSG to go and respond to waves.
True.
And so even if they have setup with like Caitlyn traps and the threat of a Talia knockback, it doesn't matter because HLE is just using the lanes more effectively and making it harder.
Onto Betty, who's by himself now with Woody aside. Doesn't matter. Peanut launches to the back line, and Betty doesn't stand a chance. With engage comes easy task from OPLoLReplay. Zeka now on the chase, and PSG caught in a choke. Redemption to help save their life, but they've done enough to secure the third Drake.
Put it into another dragon, and you could just see the ease of access towards the backline. PSG don't have an easy engage option, whereas HLE have the easiest engage option. Vi presses are...
Archer's in trouble. Archer is in trouble. That blast cone, use it now. Okay, use the Mario Mushroom, but
top jungle duo.
No, Peanut is the Goomba waiting in front. 30 seconds more.
Viper going to continue to push in that mid wave. The vision being denied. Karsa hovering around this mid wave, considering a play onto Viper, but he's not going to find him. Instead, Viper's already set his sights on the Baron. That Baron is getting lower, not the fastest. Zeka trying to zone them away.
It's fast enough, isn't it? Weaver's Wall comes out, Maple separates. It's nice, but he's in quite deep. Even though Delight's buying time, here comes Peanut again. It's Betty every time who doesn't get to play the game. OPLoLReplay woke up at Worlds. This is the form we expected as they now look to run it down mid.
I mean, the combo is just way too clean. 27 minutes. HLE wipe PSG off the rift. And they're looking to end the game right now.
This is how it should look, Betty. If OPLoLReplay are playing at their peak, look at the names. Delight had us in the first half, again, I will admit, but the rest of it once more looked groundbreaking. The Nexus turrets are bare with only Arja to defend. And PSG, while moving down to 0-2, give fresh life into the LCK's second seed. OPLoLReplay, this comp we can get around seeing Peanut on by seeing Zeus into once more. It doesn't matter because OPLoLReplay get their first win at Worlds 2025.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.